Ahoy, crewmates!
Ready for the next
'Tis I, ye Captain Scarlet Oblivion, Captain Scarlet here, our mateys. Today I wanted to bring it back. I wanted to bring it back with a classic video. Is it classic? I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna... My friend and I played some Tekken 5, right? I recorded that shit. That shit looks awesome. And now I'm talking over it. So, deal with it. Anyway, I'm listening to... well, first off, I'm really congested right now. I've been congested for like... It's maybe a week now. I think it started, it started about a week ago. I went to my friend's place for their birthday, and I got a little sniffly, and then I didn't really feel any worse than just a little sniffles. And then I went and hung out with my friend the next day, and it just started getting like worse. Like it started, you know, my sniffles started getting worse. Started to get a cough. Started to like sneeze here and there. And I don't even know if I have like a cold or if it's just allergies, because a lot of people have been saying that they've been getting bad allergies recently as well. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little congested, so just turn off the video if you don't care. But I wrote down some stuff I want to talk about, just so it's a little more focused. And I wanted to start by talking about my plans with the channel. Because I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks, which feels bad to me, because I like uploading, I like making videos, but when I was like editing them, I tried to record Katamari Damacy and Castlevania Symphony of the Night, tried editing them, and I just wasn't, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, which sucks, especially because like, I wanna make videos, I love making videos. I was talking to my friend just last week about how I haven't uploaded in a while, and uploading videos was supposed to be like a thing that I did for myself, where so ever since I was a kid, I've been instilled with a fear of forgetting things. I have ADHD. I feel like I have crazy severe ADHD, and when I was a kid, I didn't know this, and I'd just be like unaware. I'd forget about things. I wouldn't be able to find where things are. I'd forget about where things are, and my parents would make me feel pretty bad for that. Like they would, they'd either make fun of me or they'd just get frustrated. And I kind of internalized a fear of forgetting things, and it fucking sucks because even today, I have such a hard time like letting things go, like accepting them as they are and not trying to like record everything. And by record, I just mean like either talk about it or write it down, or in the sense that I've been doing with video games, where I'm literally recording and uploading them. And like making videos was supposed to be a way for me to like play video games and record them for myself and share them, like if other people wanted to, or just record my thoughts like I'm doing right now. But I feel like I kind of forgot about that recently, and then just having that conversation with my friend kind of reignited my spark there. Although it hasn't been like 2 weeks, which I feel like 2 weeks is a lot of time, and I know that a lot of people don't have the same perspective as me. But anyway, so I want to try shit. I want to keep trying new shit with editing, because I think eventually I want to make like a video essay or like a longer, more informative style of video, or kind of transferring a video like this where I'm just kind of rambling and giving my thoughts to something more structured and cohesive. And what I want to do to like start that is just do fun editing stuff. I mean, I say fun. I want to like practice editing techniques. Learn new things so that I can implement them into those more like essay style videos when I'm ready to do those, or informative videos, whatever. And so another thing I've been thinking about recently is live streaming. I've been watching the channel Germa Long Edits, and I really like watching those like long, couple hour long just gameplay videos, where it's like he's either playing one game or he's playing several games on a stream, and it's like I watch him, and I compare him to like how I'm doing stuff, and maybe that's why I've lost motivation, but like he's just so much funnier than me. Like I think I'm really funny, but when I watch Germa, I'm just like, damn, I don't got it in me like he does. Like he's so fucking good at improv and making just bits out of nowhere. Like I low-key aspire to be like him, to have that kind of creative genius in my content. But so I might try making longer videos, like instead of uploading Castlevania in like 20 to 40 minute episodes, I could just like take a chunk of like a few hours of me playing and edit it down into like 1 to 2 hours, which might take a while, but I think it would be fun because it just kind of gives me something to chip away at instead of something that I'm kind of done with in half an hour. And it should allow me to put more like editing gags in my videos, and it might allow me to also develop more of a unique style. 'Cause that's what I really want to do. I really want to develop like a style that's my own, and whether that's like during the recording or during the editing or even both, ideally, I'd love to do that. Like I remember when I first picked up my guitar, or maybe when I first started uploading, I thought it'd be fun to like learn riffs, record them, and then put them in at the end of my videos, but haven't really done that too much. And actually, speaking of guitar, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Things I've been doing recently, because I haven't been uploading too much. I haven't been playing too many video games, but practicing my guitar is a big one. I recently met somebody, like, I think it was, we met in January. And they can play guitar, they can play a couple instruments, and they've made music before and shit like that, and I like them a lot, like as a friend, as a person, and they really inspire me to want to get better at my guitar, and because like I want to play music with them, and I want to play music for myself. I want to be able to create music someday. I think that'll be awesome. And hanging out with them a lot recently, like, also reignited my passion for guitar, because I felt like I had been losing out on that and running into like walls where I just felt like I couldn't improve. But I did. I watched a couple videos that had also inspired me to do better. Like I watched this one guy. I'll throw up his channel if I can find it. But I saw this one guy. He related guitar skills to playing video games, where he said like it's like an RPG stat sheet where the things you practice more, you'll get more experience in, and you'll essentially level up in them. So like if I want to play heavy metal, then I just have to keep practicing heavy metal, and then my heavy metal stat's gonna go up. And then I'll like maybe my thrash metal skill is not gonna be as good, or my like folk music skill is gonna be way lower than my heavy metal skill. You see what I mean? And then I watched some other videos that had told me like that had made things that I need to practice make more sense now that I have like more experience and I've played it more, and I've just fucked around. So I've been making lots of progress on my guitar, I think. Still can't really play much, but it's fun. It's really fun. I've been playing a bit of League. I say a bit. I've been playing quite a lot of League. At least 1 to 2 games a day. Some days I'll play like 3 to 5. Mostly ranked. Pretty much just been playing like Cho'Gath, playing top lane, just trying shit out, trying to get better. Because I think last time I talked about League, I was like bronze and I was washed, but now I'm gold 1, and I feel good about that because I feel like I was able to prove to myself that I'm not like a complete piece of shit League player. Like I know that gold's nothing to be super impressed by, but it's just it just matters to me because I've been playing the game for a while, and I don't want to be shit at it because I like it. I love that game. I feel like I've been having a lot of fun with League. It's let's like boot it up, don't take it too seriously, play a game or two, and then I usually climb. Like I have a pretty good win rate. Bronze and silver were kind of easy because those players are not very good, and I can just kind of outplay them most of the time. Anyway, I've also been playing Dark Souls 3. I beat Dark Souls 2, and I moved on to Dark Souls 3. Just yesterday, I beat the old Dragon Slayer, and I beat, or is it the old Dragon Slayer? The Nameless King. I beat the Nameless King. and I beat Lothric and Lorien. So if I want to beat the game, I just need to beat the Soul of Cinder, but I've also got the DLCs to go through. Playing through the Dark Souls games again has been really, really fun, especially with like trying new builds. Let's see, I've also been going to lots of, maybe not lots, but a good few amount of local shows. Like I went to one a few weeks ago. The first one I went to was a shoegaze show. Then I went to like a blackened metal show, blackened thrash metal. It honestly just sounded like power metal, and I quite liked it. I think I went to like another shoegaze show just last week. It was at someone's house. It was awesome. I got drunk as fuck and then threw up in their backyard, which I felt really bad about. It is what it is. Shit happens, I guess. I think I've been to 3 shows since like last month, since my birthday last month. Just a couple days ago, I learned how to sew. Last week, I learned how to patch together a skirt with my roommate, and then a couple days ago, with a friend, I learned how to sew patches onto my clothes. And then just yesterday, I sewed some patches onto a skirt of mine, which looks awesome. I will try to put up a picture of it. I've only got 3 patches, but I want to put more on there. And that's just kind of like, that's just the stuff that I wanted to skim over. But just last week. Now, before I say this, I know that there may be some underage folks watching my channel. I want to say right now, do not do drugs. Drugs can fuck up your development, as far like from what I've heard. And when you're young, you have a very low tolerance, and it is way easier to take too much. Likely also easier to overdose, which I don't really know about that either. But I'm just trying to say, young people, don't do drugs. I do not condone young people doing drugs. However, no, not however, just, I do not condone young people doing drugs, period. I did ketamine last week. I tried ketamine last week, and it was fucking crazy. It was fucking awesome, right? I fucking just out of nowhere, my friend's like, "Yo, I got some ketamine. You want to try it?" And I was like, sure. Like, you know what you're doing. You know this is safe. Yada yada yada. And then we did it. I snorted a bit. You snort ketamine apparently, but I snorted a bit, and then like. At first, I just kind of felt like lightheaded, and actually, I have some more. I have a little bit more context for this. I was talking to some of my friends about about a week before this. We and they were talking about like their experiences doing like ketamine and Molly and acid, and I was like, and then I talked to them about ketamine and Molly, and I had been a kind of iffy or a no on whether or not I wanted to do them. And I talked to them, and we had a nice conversation, and after hearing their experiences, I changed my mind, and I was like, alright, I can fuck with this. I can try this out. And then less than a week later, my friend just like, hey, I got some, you want to try it? And I was like, yes, I would love to, as long as it's safe. And then we did. And then back to the story. So I snorted some, and then I just kind of felt lightheaded, and then I laid down, and my friend and I were laying down in their bed, and I think for like the first good while we were just kind of cuddling and feeling each other, which was really, really fun. I believe that ketamine is a psychedelic or has psychedelic properties, and like from my experience doing mushrooms, like touching stuff, especially another person, is so fun, so fucking fun on psychedelics, and it was no different. It was no different for this. It was so fun. I felt like I wanted to melt into them. Low-key felt like I was, but we just kind of laid there for a while. I think after a while, I did some more. I snorted a little bit more. Then it started to feel like, oh, I'm on an actual like I'm fucking doing drugs right now, and I started like I had such a hard time keeping my balance when I was standing up, and it's like. I was like moving around and shit, like we were listening to music on a cassette player, and I felt like I was like a fucking slinky or a snake, like sliding down onto the off of the bed to get off of it. Like it was so funny. Like I would just slide off of the bed, and then I would get down there, and I would just like forget that I slid off. Or at least it wouldn't feel like I did. It didn't feel like I had moved at all. It literally just felt like I teleported onto the floor and was like switching the cassette or whatever. And holy shit, it was so fun. It was so fun. And I don't know. Before we did the ketamine, we had eaten, and I had to go pee, and my friend came out with me when I had to go, and they were just chilling in the living room while I went to the bathroom instead of their room. And then I had to pee, and then I also threw up a little bit. And I told my friend I threw up, and then they actually had to throw up as well, and they threw up in the fucking sink. And then they were cleaning it up, and then I went back into the bathroom and threw up, and then my friend's roommate comes out, and I was just trying to tell them like yo, I just threw up in the toilet. I was like, yo, I just threw up in the toilet, but it's on cooldown, you know what I mean? So I can't flush it. And then my friend's roommate was just like, yeah, I know what you mean. And then goes, yo, if you're gonna go throw up, go do that shit outside, please. And I said, yes, okay, you got it. If I throw up again, I will throw up outside. And then after that, we went back upstairs. I threw up a little more into a container, and then we just kind of laid down. I think about for the rest of it. I think my friend took a nap, and I just kind of laid down on their bed for a while. And I was starting to get bored, to be honest, because they were asleep, so I didn't have a person to stimulate me, and I wasn't really doing anything. So I was getting kind of bored, and I couldn't fall asleep because I had taken my Adderall in the morning, and I think that because of that, I could not sleep. Which I would not have taken it if I'd known that I was going to be doing ketamine. But anyway, after that, we were pretty much sober. Ketamine does not last very long, despite the fact that I re-upped a little bit into the experience. But it was so fun. It felt like I was Markiplier on the edge of sleep. You know what I mean? Where it's like reality is becoming obscured, and I can't really tell. And I feel like I'm in like a dream-like haze, and I just can't really fathom what is real because it's starting to like blend in with my mind and my imagination. But that was fucking fun as shit. That's all I've got for the ketamine story. I also I wrote down here trans stuff, right? We're talking about trans stuff right now. Transphobes, leave. Transphobes, beware. You're in for a scare.
Get ready for the
But anyway, injections. My injections have been going very well. They get easier and easier every time. And don't tell anybody, but I have been getting prescribed a significant amount, not a significant, like, I think it is significant actually, quite a bit more estrogen than I actually need. Because I take 0.4 milliliters a week, and I have these vials that have 5 milliliters each, right? And I just finished off my first one today, and I have 3 more that I've gotten picked up from the pharmacy, which, holy shit, thank God I have a backup, because the fucking House bill, or whatever, that passed recently, but there was supposed to be a nationwide ban on minors receiving trans care through Medicaid. However, at the last minute before it was passed, the for minors part was struck. So basically, Medicaid coverage for trans healthcare is just like supposed to not be there anymore. Although I read an article that says that clashes with like state laws that mandate that gender-affirming care is included in insurance policies. Like, not just Medicaid, but other insurance policies as well, and then I think that Medicaid is just affected by that, right? But anyway, I get fucking Medicaid to cover my shit, so I feel really lucky that I have the 3 extra bottles in this time. and I'm like, man, it feels so bad. It feels so bad. It just makes my life so much easier that I don't have to cover it out of pocket, because it's like it's that much less time that I have to like be at work. That much more money I have to spend on other things if I'm already like making enough to cover that. Which, to be honest, I'm not really. I don't work very much. I don't like working very much. I don't necessarily care about like having savings and shit, but I'm gonna need to start saving soon. And that's actually, I'll talk about that in just a minute. But because there was one more like trans stuff thing that I wanted to talk about. There was this trans woman who was in a women's restroom, and she I think she made a scene or something. Like, she was told not to be in there or something, but it was I think it was in Florida. And she got arrested. It wasn't like she went to the bathroom and then the police came in and arrested her. It was like, the police told her, like, hey, if you don't leave the bathroom, we're gonna put you under arrest. And she was like, I'm not leaving this fucking bathroom. And then the police arrested her. The concerning part about this is that there is a law that says that, like, trans women can be arrested for going into the wrong bathroom. That this kind of sets a precedent that like you can be arrested for using the bathroom. That like it's so fucking weird to me that gender is something that is like defined by law. Like, and then I mean to another extent, race. How like race used to be defined in the laws, and you used to be granted privileges based on your race. Like it doesn't feel like you're necessarily granted privileges in the law based on your gender, but you're still like legally defined and legally put into boxes where you're supposed to act a certain way. Where like, because it used to be illegal for women to wear men's clothes. Then they had to like write it into law, like women are allowed to wear men's clothes. Which is crazy. I think about that stuff quite a bit. If there weren't laws, if there weren't government, what would the structure of our lives, of our society be like? It'd be so different. So unfathomably different, because this is all I've known. All I've known is my one country, the United States, having this kind of like big control, like this big body that's controlling everything. Not necessarily everything, but just like ruling over things, making laws, determining how things are, determining how we perceive things. I get integrated into society, like me in Oregon, I will get integrated into society different than somebody in like Mississippi, but we're still in like the same country. We're still going to be like relatively similar compared to somebody who has like a very different upbringing and ways that they were conditioned and taught and raised. But yeah, I often think about how did we end up here? How did we end up here where I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm sitting in front of 2 monitors right now, recording myself talking, listening to music, while I'm gonna put this over footage of me playing video games for you to listen to it, for it to be uploaded on YouTube. Like, how did we get here? I was listening to a podcast that a friend shared me about the philosophy of like fun, and how some philosophers believe that fun is necessary to like a healthy human life, and some philosophers believe that fun is superfluous and doesn't necessarily matter. Like sure, you can have fun by going and watching a YouTube video or going out and drinking with your friends, but that doesn't really do anything for the world. Like, we've been raised in a way that says having fun is good, go have fun. But we weren't raised in a way that says like that makes the fun a productive way, right? Because I feel like if you were conditioned and taught to like have fun, like sweeping or doing the dishes or cleaning or whatever, then you would likely have fun doing those things, and you'd feel good for doing them because you're creating value into our society. You're doing something that needs to be done, and you aren't just like, you know, in quotations, wasting time. Because I don't necessarily see fun as a waste of time. I think that's, like, it's just really, really interesting for me to think about. And I have such a hard time wrapping my head around it. That, like, our ancestors used to be in, like, villages that would hardly communicate with people within, like, miles or something like that. To the point where I can talk to, like, I can go on Discord and ping an Australian person and talk to them. I can go watch like Chinese content. I can go watch some Russian dude, right? Like it's so crazy. Back to what I was saying about like savings. I've been thinking more about like my savings and shit recently because I want to move. I've lived in this city that I'm in for like since I was in 4th grade now, and I've lived in like this area, Central Oregon, for pretty much my entire life. And last year when I went to Portland, when I went to watch Mastodon, I just loved it so much. And I thought to myself while I was there that I wanted to live there. And I kind of wrote off those thoughts just because I was like, no, I'm just in a new place. I'm just really happy. I'm just, XYZ. Because I felt like I was being like overzealous about it. And then just after a while, like, I met a friend who wants to go there as well. Just after thinking about it more and more, like really letting it sit in as an option. Like I can move to Portland. That is something I can do. And the more I think about that, the more I think that I want to do that. And then also, like, I want to go to college and I want to study psychology. And my current goal is to be a therapist. But the track I want to go on right now is to get a master's degree in psychology. And if I were to do that, going to Portland State University would be a good opportunity because my therapist and several other people have told me that they have a good like psychology program where I could cut a year off of getting my master's degree. And I feel like if I'm gonna move, I need to start like saving. I need to start planning. I need to like figure out who's coming with me, if anybody. Like I don't wanna have to save. I don't wanna have to go to work a bunch because it's like as it is, it just doesn't feel like there's work that's satisfying to me. Like, as much as I have fun, as much as I enjoy cooking for people, it's just like, it doesn't feel very fulfilling. It just kind of feels like something that I'm enjoying doing. And I don't like that feeling of just, yeah, it's alright, yeah, it's fine. And I really want to do something else. Like, I want to go work with mental health. I want to go, like, work more directly helping people rather than just cooking for them. I find a lot of value in food service jobs. Like, especially, like, if you are working in a local restaurant or something. Because you're feeding people and providing them with an experience and, like, making people feel good. And that is entirely valuable. Although that kind of goes into what I was saying earlier about how like fun has been so commodified that we have like entire sectors of work that are just based around having fun. Like I could go work at like a trampoline park, and it's like yes, I'm providing people with like experiences or safety at the trampoline park, whatever, but it's like it doesn't really progress anything, you're not really creating anything. The value that is there is very abstract. But I think that those jobs still have value. They're just not fulfilling to me. They're just not what I want. Like I find a lot of fulfillment in like talking to my friends, talking to even random strangers about their mental health and just like helping them with their problems. Or I guess my favorite thing is to observe, analyze, and interact with their psychology and mental health, where they tell me something and then I'm just like, oh, what about this? What do you think about this? Like, have you ever felt like this, that, and just like interacting and observing with their psychology is something that I really enjoy. It's a value that I can provide to the world, because like I don't know if I've talked about this before on my channel, but not everybody has the capacity to do everything. Not everybody has the capacity to be a therapist. Not everybody has the capacity to be like a custodian at a school. Not everyone has the capacity to be a teacher or a personal trainer. And I figured out what I have the capacity to do. Like I have the capacity to go help people and talk to people as like a therapist or a counselor or anything adjacent to those. And now that I feel like I've figured it out, everything else just feels agonizing. Everything else feels like a step in the way, like an obstacle that I have to overcome to do what I really want to do. It just makes everything I do feel so much worse, because it's like I'm just waiting. And sometimes it's not even like I'm waiting. Sometimes it just feels like I could be making things go faster, but at the same time I don't feel like I have the energy. Sometimes I don't even feel like it's possible to make things go faster. And sometimes I'm just like, sometimes I just lose the will to like do it. Like sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I just forget. Like holy shit. I'm gonna start talking about my ADHD right now. This shit is getting rough because I'm medicated and life feels so much easier while I'm medicated. Like it feels like thinking about things and making decisions, coming to conclusions, so much easier on medication. And when I'm unmedicated, I forget about things all the time. Like I'm super unfocused and I feel like I get nothing done. And it's like at the same time, I have problems with eating. Adderall is an appetite suppressor, and it's like I have to remember to take it every day. Like I have to actively try not to abuse it, which I think I think this is a valuable thing to talk about because I did abuse my my Adderall one time. I took it like I have these little capsules that have like powder in them or whatever, and you can just kind of like pop open the capsule and get the powder out. And I normally take 10 milligrams a day, one 10 milligram pill a day, and it's supposed to last the whole day. But this day I felt really shit. I had cut myself the day before. And then the next day I had snorted some of my Adderall. I'd snorted 20 milligrams of it, and holy shit, it felt incredible. I had so much energy. I felt like I was not able to stop moving. It just felt good. I just felt really fucking good. And I've wanted to do that for a while. Like I've wanted to try more. To see how it feels. I've wanted to try it in a different way to see how that feels. After just feeling like complete shit and losing my impulse control, like I just did it, and I don't really know what else to say. I did it, and it felt good, and I liked it. But I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like the feeling of abusing a tool, of abusing something that improves my life and has helped me, because it has. My meds have helped me a lot more than they've hindered me, and it's really hard because like I also build up a tolerance to it as I go on longer, and I feel like I kind of need to rely on it, or not need to, but I just feel like I do. Like I visited my doctor recently and asked him to give me some more, because like after a while, like taking them every day, they're gonna start wearing off, and so I got these 5 milligram instant release that I can use if like I can feel it start to wear off, or if I just need like a burst of energy or a burst of like focus, whatever. I don't know. I wonder how it's gonna feel. I mostly got them because I wanted to start going to school, and if I start going to school, I think I'm gonna really need them to focus up. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to school unmedicated, especially if I go like full time or I'm taking a good number of classes per semester. And I don't want to have to deal with figuring this shit out, getting a new doctor when I move, because oh my god, the doctors here have been so nice. They listen to me. They don't fucking doubt me like I've heard so many people talk about. Where like, when I told my doctor I was trans, this motherfucker asked me, it was like, okay, you're trans, do you want estrogen? And at first I was like, no, I'm gonna wait a minute and think about it. Like, he didn't need to hear about fucking gender dysphoria diagnosis from my therapist or a psychologist. He was just like, okay, that's cool. Like, do you want to do this step? And I said no. And he listened to me. And then like I came back a couple weeks later, and then I started it. I never got any blood work done until like a year later, when I started going to a different provider for gender affirming care. But still, like even when I went there, like I go in, I tell them what I want, they show me my options, and they make sure that everything that like I want to do is safe. And then boom, I feel good about myself because I'm getting what I want, and people are treating me with respect and kindness, and like they're not treating me like an oblivious fool who doesn't know what she's doing. And I don't want to have to go through an experience where I find a doctor who's like forcing me to do that kind of shit. Like that would piss me off. Like my doctor knew the guy who gave me my my ADHD diagnosis, and I told him, I was like, this guy gave me my diagnosis. He said he knew you. Do you want to see the diagnosis? And my doctor was like, nah, you're chilling. Which, on one hand, low key seems a little irresponsible to just give me Adderall without seeing it. But I don't think it was a bad decision, because like I perceive myself as a trustworthy person, and lying about that, lying about meeting with somebody that my doctor knows and getting an ADHD diagnosis would be fucked up. You know what I mean? I can't think about more ADHD stuff to talk about. So I'm just gonna talk about some music that I've been listening to, and I'm gonna try putting in some cool editing transitions here. So right now I'm listening to Grand Funk Railroad, the album Survival. Pretty chill. Yesterday, I was sitting down on my bed, taking bong rips, and listening to Blade. Oh my god, Blade is so good. I listened to The Fool, Red Light, St. George the Martyr, Ice Dancer, and Crest. I listened to all of those yesterday while I was sewing, and it was so fun. I was on some Armored Saint. My friend had an Armored Saint vinyl, and I thought the cover looked awesome. It was for Raising Fear, so I listened to that one. And oh my god, I really like that album. And I found this YouTube channel called Metal School, and this guy just like takes an 80s metal band, talks about their history and their albums and shit, and then at the end of the video he goes, alright, this is the homework, and then he just shares a bunch of albums and maybe even live recordings to listen to. And so I did that with Armored Saint. I listened to the Armored Saint EP, March of the Saints, and also Raising Fear. I don't know if there's anything else that I should have listened to, but I like those ones. And then I also delved into Merciful Fate and King Diamond. Metal School had a video on them, and oh my gosh. So I started listening to them because Merciful Fate was another band that a friend had told me to listen to, or that I saw the vinyl of, and so I listened to Don't Break the Oath and 9. And then from this video, I listened to Melissa and In the Shadows, which I really liked, and then I also listened to King Diamond. And I've listened to Fatal Portrait and Abigail, which those albums are really fucking good too. They're like heavy metal, power metal, I don't know, adjacent to like Armored Saint and Manowar and like maybe even Judas Priest. I've been listening to them a lot, and honestly listening to them gets me really fucking hyped up to listen to play my guitar. I don't know if I've talked about the Beatles on my channel yet, but I love the Beatles. I definitely have, but I haven't been listening to them much recently, but I like their albums quite a bit. I think that Help is my favorite. Oh my god, that one's so good. Yesterday I listened to 36 Chambers with my friend while we made pizza, I believe. That was really fun. I've been listening to Method Man and Redman, Blackout, What the Album, Tikal 2000. I started listening to Avenged Sevenfold again. I listened to City of Evil. Oh my fucking god, that album is so good. I love it. Forward into Battle by English Dogs is really fucking good. I love that album so much. Horoscope by Overkill has been stuck in my head. I fucking love that one. Oh, I don't know. That's mostly what I've been listening to recently. Oh my gosh, Metal Church as well. Oh, I love Metal Church. I've only listened to 1 or 2 albums of theirs, but man, they're good. And but with Blade, I've been inspired by his music because I was listening to him and I noticed that this mofo's got like RPG Maker sound effects in his music, which is awesome. I think it's so creative, and it inspired me. Like, I want to do that kind of shit. I want to take the fucking Moby Dick, the 1956 Moby Dick film, download it, and then take clips out of it, and then splice them into music that I make. I think that would be so fucking fun. And then put like sound effects from niche games that I like in there. I think that would be really cool. You know, be like the artists that I like. I was very inspired by when Mastodon played a clip from Moby Dick right before their show. It was so badass. I remember watching that. Oh my god, it's so cool. But anyway, hopefully I can start doing that soon. I have like an audio box thing that my friend let me borrow, but I haven't been able to figure out how to use it. I think I need like an adapter cable for my headphones so that I can plug them in, but I haven't figured out how to record like my guitar audio onto my computer yet, and I would like to figure that out soon so that I could start to implement like guitar stuff into my videos or to record and maybe even publish music. I think that would be really fun. I can't believe it. I've been talking for about... My recording is 47 minutes long. I can't believe it's been this long. I can't believe I've been talking for this long sober. Yeah, I can. I can totally believe that. I have ADHD. I'm unmedicated. I have to drink coffee this morning. I have a lot of energy. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it. Ugh. Well, I hope you all enjoyed listening to me and watching this awesome Tekken 5 footage with me and my friend. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Fight! Bang Wei. Win. Round 2. Fight. Bang Wei. Win. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight. Bang Wei. Win. Round 2. Fight. Bang Wei. Win.